Oh, hey folks, just unloaded the truck. Look at all the money sitting on the ground, brand new. I didn't notice that when I unloaded that. I don't remember ordering. I didn't order no cutting edge or anything. What the hell's that for? To ITR Canada 5030. That's always cussing. I think I got the wrong. I got somebody else's cutting edge. Well, I guess I'll call FedEx over there in Medford and ask them about that, because I didn't order that. I didn't order that cutting edge for nothing. Anyways, here's the extra one. Let's see here, I'm trying to remember now. I don't remember. They had to take 2 pads off each set of tracks. So, you know, when these guys buy them, they buy the extra pads. I mean, they belong to them. Here's the rollers I ordered. I ordered, yeah, double flange and single flange. Yeah, I like it. I like that. Man, that is nice. Time to get shit to going and let's get something together, huh? What do we got going on here? I guess that's what they did to roll them up. Did that on each track. Can't remember how many. I remember they had to take some off each track. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here's all our rings that we got to weld on, sprockets. I got a clear spot out inside. I'd like to get all this stuff inside if I can, in a corner or something. And at least I can, while I got the neighbor's forklift here, I can get a set of these rails and pads laid out behind Joe's Cat. Get them facing the right direction. These are directional. These pins and rails, these are always directional. So, well, we'll show you on the old ones which way they go. See how the bullet nose on the rail is towards the back here? I ain't gonna be able to get that. Joe's should be the same way. Yeah. See, I call this the bullet nose, or the rounded end here. See how the rounded end's towards the back? These all face a certain direction, and I was wrong. The offset on, well, I guess it depends on which way you're standing, but the grouser bar is actually, let's get this sucker folded up. I'm gonna get 2 of them maybe today while I got that forklift. So actually I was wrong. Well, I guess, no, I was right. If you're looking at the top of the track, the grouser bar is going to be offset towards the front. But if you're laying them out like this, once the track is up and over the top of the rollers and everything, the nose here will be towards the front, but down on the bottom they'll be towards the back. So, and then the steering clutch parts are supposed to be showing up pretty soon. I had to trying to think what else I can do here. Anyway, I got a circle cutter I ordered, and it's supposed to be in today too. And what we do is we'll get a piece of plate, and I actually asked old Tony how he did it, and that's how he did it, and it's a really smart way to do it. But well, you basically put a piece of plate in here and then center it, and I'm just going to take a drill and find the center and make a center punch part of it. And then I've got a circle cutter that's a guide actually for my plasma cutter that I can draw the circle and then I can use the guide on my plasma cutter to cut the sprocket off, and that way it'll be a pretty true thing when I weld the new one on. So, well, you guys, what's going on? So we're welding sprockets on, is what we're doing. I got this one pretty much done. The only thing that I had to do, the circle cutting tool. So I ordered one. I was talking to old Tony down there, and you know, and he said, yeah, you got to get you one of those circle cutting tools. So I called Airgas and told him that, you know, I kind of was looking for one for my plasma cutter, my hypertherm plasma cutter, and I was in such a mad rush to get things ordered and just get the ball rolling on things that I was kind of, you know, they're the experts, gonna leave it in their hands. But anyway, I got one that works okay. It's a flange wizard, but it's not for a plasma cutter, it's for a torch. You won't accept a, I'll show you what it's like here. I'll show you when we get there, but it's not for a plasma cutter, but it works. I'm just having to use the torch, and this other side has got a dust shield for the seal, just like this, and I had to grind the rivets out because I'll show you. Hang on a minute. Let me get my gloves on. Everything's hot. And I was talking to Tony down there, and he's been doing this for 40 years, and I was showing him the sprocket. He's seen it on the video, that other sprocket over there that's all, I'll show you here. Somebody had already put weld-ons on this other one. And they put gussets and everything in here, and I told him, what do you think about that? He goes, I've been doing these for 40 years, and I've never done that. He says, I cut them out and I welded them on both sides with either 7018 or my MIG welder. And he says, they run till the next time they need to be changed. So there's what she looks like. I don't know if you can tell. We got a pretty good bead on them on each side, and looks pretty good. One side's offset, so you damn sure got to make sure you get the right side on the right part. So anyhow, sorry about that. I'm gonna do that. Let me get my camera somewhere. Yeah, so there's some rivets in there. That's the only thing I can do is grind them off. I'll have to figure that out. I'm gonna get these other ones out. I think what I'm gonna do, I know what I'm gonna do. That's not no big deal. I'm just gonna grind those rivets out just like I did, and then I'll have to get the rivets out of the hole. Then I'll just tap them and put a bolt in there, bolt it back on there. We'll just Loctite them and put bolts back in them. Son of a bitch, kind of a little bit heavier with some more meat on it, I'll tell you that. Alright, I'm gonna go get the other sprocket. Kind of just keep cutting and welding here. Basically here, I got a steel plate. It'll slide off the table. I got a plate that I cut this with a center punch mark in it, and it goes in where the splined hole is. That splined hole's tapered, so it'll wedge down in there. You can just kind of tap on it with a hammer, get it squared up, and then take your flange tool and just, I'll show you here in a minute. Let me get this thing up here and we'll get going on it. You could almost just find something that's got, you know, you could find some material to just shove down in the hole and just heat it red hot and paint it back over and make your own rivets if you have to. I don't see why any reason a bolt wouldn't work, but it's just got slime on the damn. Make sure that sucker's clean. Never know with me. Now let's beat this thing off of here. I had a chisel laying here somewhere, but got scattered somewhere. Somebody's gonna say, I've never had to take one of those off. Well, I'm not ordering another tool and waiting another week, so it's just gonna make it work. Is what it is. Is what it is. One rivet here giving me problems. I'll just weld the bastard back on there, you know what? My super duper special plate. You know what I think I'm going to do different on this one though? So 4.5 inches, 2 1/4 inches is the center. Okay, I'm going to drill a hole in it. It'd be better than that center punch. Just drill a relief hole in it. Alright, so here's my plate. This time I took a drill and drilled a hole right there, just a little bit of a hole, and I think that's going to work out better for us. And then I just take this and just kind of, it's tapered hole, it's going to get narrower on the wide side. So as you go down, it'll get tighter. So, kind of, I've already got this set kind of where I need it. Turned out pretty good on the last one. It was well, it was set where I needed it. And that just fell off there. That's absolutely wonderful. So now we got to do it over again. So I guess we'll set her up again. That's wonderful. Why did that come loose? That's supposed to be, it's got thumb screws on it and they're supposed to be tight, and that's just absolutely great. So something else I wanted to do a little bit different though, I wanted to point my torch like this. That's another thing I wanted to do, and put my heat towards what I was cutting. That's kind of what I wanted to do. Is that possible? I don't know. I'm kind of a rookie at this tool here, so I don't really know. See, then that'll set inside that. That's better, drilling that hole. Now that stays in there better. This with that center punch mark, it don't stay in there for shit, man. Now I got to set my dimensions back up. Dirty bugger. See, and I'd like to point my torch. I'm going to go clockwise. I wish the magnet was a little bit stronger too. I don't like, their magnet's too weak. It's not strong enough. It moves around on you when you're pivoting, especially when you're trying to drag this hose around with you as you're cutting. I'm not real happy with the tool, to be completely honest with you. that's too much. Damn. It's either all or none, I guess, huh? Damn, is that... I just wanted to go one flat. Can you turn this down here? I think you can turn this down here. That's what you can do. Still working on trying to get it set up correctly. So basically, it's 24, the new sprockets are 24 3/4 of an inch, ID to ID. And so that's half of that is 12 3/8. So basically I'm measuring from the center of my torch head to the edge out here, well, wherever here. I'll show you here. Let me get this thing. I'm gonna have to redo this now. And I want to turn this a little bit. I think it won't be too bad once I finally figure out how to get it set up where I want it. And the only bad thing was this heat shield. You know, I just couldn't. I tried doing it without it, and I couldn't get down far enough. My torch tip was that far, and the other side too. I couldn't. Didn't matter. Both sides were the same way. The torch tip was that far away from where I needed to cut with this adjusted all the way up. So I just, you know, I said, well, shit, I got to get them off. Got to get them off or it ain't gonna work. That's all there is to it. It's got 3 little Allen heads in here that hold it down to that. What I'm thinking here. So I'm cutting this way. I want my torch tip pointing that way. I want my heat going towards what I'm cutting instead of straight down like that. Don't cut for shit like that. Let me get this adjusted here. Yeah, 7/16 inch, so I can adjust this now. My torch angle. So we want 11, or not, I keep thinking 11 3/8. That'd be a disaster if I cut that too short. God, I had it just right too. It pisses me off. That's another thing that this tool should have come, instead of these little thumb screws, some Allens or something in there, you know, to tighten them down, really tighten them down, or they don't come loose like that. I'm gonna have to back it off. So basically I'm gonna measure from the center here, 12 3/8 to the center of this. That is pretty close. 12 3/8. Damn it. It's either all or none when you move this thing. Right around there is going to be pretty damn close. So let's do ourselves a favor this time. Let's get a pair of pliers and tighten that up so that dirty bastard doesn't come loose on us again. I kind of got fairly strong fingers, I think. I tightened the living piss out of it with my fingers before and it fell right apart. Okay. Let me measure out here again just to double check. 12 3/8 center. And that almost looks like it's dead nuts on, man. Okay. So my torch angle, I'd like to get that set a little better. Just have me a little bit of a leak. Sorry guys, I had a head cold and my sinuses are draining. Now I'm coughing. And no, it's not COVID. Yes, Lord, everything's COVID now. COVID this, COVID that. Whatever happened to people getting the sick and getting the flu, you know? I guess that didn't happen anymore. Now it's everything's fucking COVID. Damn bunch of paranoid assholes, I'm telling you. Even I got family members just absolute paranoia. Just paranoia, you know? Sorry, I'm getting off on a rant, but folks, there's one thing I can guarantee you that we all have in common. We're all gonna die and we're not gonna get out of this thing alive. We all have that in common. Alright guys, so bear with me, I'm still feeling this thing out. I'm a rookie at using this apparatus here. See, and there's another thing that I don't like. See, I don't like the set screws they got in here for this stuff. This one came loose now and the tool dropped down too far. I don't like this tool very much, to be honest with you. I see Hypertherm makes one now that I should have just ordered one online myself and got it myself is what I should have done. I don't know, I guess it'd be okay if you were doing something on a flat piece of plate somewhere. I just noticed my dome light's on because my door's open. Not very smart. Yeah, just not really. You just gotta, I guess, just kind of take your time with it. Let me shove that down there. Let's see if I can get this set again. What if I do that? Leave it all the way bottomed out, and then I'll just have to hold down pressure on it. With the torch head on the end of it, it's pretty heavy, especially when you're cutting a, you know, a bigger circle like this. Alright, let's try this again. You tighten the lip shit out of this thing. Kind of hard to drag the hose around. The hose will hang up on the sprocket teeth, you know, and then you got to reset yourself. Make sure you're staying centered here, that you're not dragging the magnet off the base. I think I just moved it a little bit. Shit in my tip. Thing's still centered on here. It moved just a touch. And the theory is you should be able to just go on around it, but what happens is if you don't hold this down, you know, and keep down pressure on this because you got all this weight, and if you're not holding this torch head up, not really paying attention, it'll move on you there. See, everything's got to be just perfect. You got to have everything just right, square. So it's kind of a, I don't know, it's not the easiest thing to use. It works though. It's better than freehanding it, I guess. So it's better than freehanding it. But I'm going to order one from my Hypertherm plasma cutter. I'm going to do it. There's my center punch marked right there. Let me start. See over here on this one here. Yeah, I know I'm a rookie at this part here. I will give you that.
pretty much get the idea. Let me go over all these. On this fucking camera now. Finally got my wire speed and voltage dialed in to where the spatter is not so bad. This first time, like I said, it's the first time I've used this LN25 on that welder. So it's just kind of, you know, this one's actually easier because it actually is labeled up there for you on this 3025. whereas the old ones weren't. So, I mean, the old one I had wasn't. You had to, I don't remember if it was or not, to be honest with you. I remember it wasn't as easy as this one, but this one here, as you can see, we're constant voltage. We're not constant current. Constant voltage, or flux cord right here. So flux cord's usually reverse polarity. But I'm telling you, it takes a lot of well, I don't know, you just gotta, when the wire speed's too fast, this slag won't hardly come off. It'll really stick. Once you get the wire speed right and the voltage right, it'll almost look like a stick welder when you clean it off. See what I'm saying there, guys? It'll look nice and clean. Keep on going around it till I'm done. The only thing about this one here is this, you know, you still got to get the slag and clean it up, but it's just, you don't have to keep swapping consumables out, so you can just keep going. Anyway, let me get this thing finished up. It's getting dark on me. I'll get home here after a while. And that's why a lot of guys just don't like flux cord wire, because of the mess and things like that. But we finally kind of, it makes a good bead. You just got to get all the shit cleaned off of it, and you got to get the splatter down, get your voltage and your wire speed relationship there matched up, you know, then it'll make a nice bead like that. But still don't look as nice as that 7018 though. I thought I'd get the first sprocket I welded together with 7018. You can see the difference. Well, to be completely honest with you, I think I'm just going to weld the rest of it together with 7018. It just looks nicer. Be nice if I had gas. The reason I bought that LN25 was I was doing some pipe work for the irrigation district years ago when I first went out on my own, and it was nice doing all that pipe work with the MIG welder. It was just quicker, you know. So I bought that to reuse flux cord, and I ran that. But I don't know. One of these days I'll get my shit together and I'll get that ESAB welder over there put back together, and these things are probably going to be stuck in there where they won't come out. Just kind of wondering about that. I bet they're not going to come out of there in a decent manner. Actually, they are, huh? That one's turning in there. You gotta be kidding me. No way. No way. That sucker's turning in there. So is that one. Those aren't threaded, are they? No, they're not threaded. They don't go clear through to the other side, do they? Oh, they do, don't they? They hold both sides on there, don't they? Well, that makes it pretty simple then. I'm trying to see if this other side's turning. Yeah. Well, hell, that makes it really simple. Just put a bolt and a nut on the son of a bitch and put her back together. We'll put a bolt and a nut and we'll red Loctite them on there. That way they don't go anywhere. And we should be good to go.